Ugandan media has in the past few months carried many reports about human rights abuses and crimes against journalists perpetrated by security forces. Though the country has got enabling laws to deal with perpetrators of crimes against journalists and other Ugandans, the perpetrators are rarely brought to book and the victims never get justice. Robert Sempala is the president of the Human Rights Network of Journalists in Uganda.
Confiscation of gadgets, to deletion of journalistic material, let alone to physical attack, that is brutal attacks by the police, but lately of attack by the army and gun-wielding men.
We don't tolerate abuse of any kind. However, in the system there will always be black sheep.
If these journalists fail to get justice in a country like Uganda, the East African Court of Justice has opened its jurisprudence to allow them get justice in the regional court.
Say a person may have a case, say, in a constitutional court, say in Burundi, or say in the Supreme Court in Uganda, but if you see that is not satisfied, the way how the court is conducting the court is not restricted, he can still come to our court.
The revelations was made during a meeting of journalists from African countries on the day to mark the International Day to end impunity for crimes against journalists in Arusha, Tanzania. Justice Fahiki Jundu says 2 cases involving human rights violations against journalists in the region have been disposed of by the court.
Concerned with the Burundi Journalists Union, they are challenging an act which was passed in their country. We have another case in Tanzania. Managing director of a daily paper known as Mseto was challenging a directive issued by a minister.
Currently, the Human Rights Network for Journalists in Uganda has filed a case in the East African Court of Justice challenging the law on sedition and defamation.
Since one of our colleagues was convicted and sentenced to 1 year, unfortunately he died before he's serving the sentence. Ronald Sembosi, who used to work with CBS, but realizing that we had kind of exhausted the local remedies, we ran to the East African Court of Justice.
In order to find a remedy that will strengthen the legal regime in the protection of journalists, a lawmaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, George Odong, wants the media fraternity to petition IALA so that the Assembly can enact a regional law that will protect journalists who face challenges in course of carrying out their duties.
There has got to be specific legislation that looks at protection of journalists in the conduct of their business. And I think it is a legitimate concern and it's something that we as an assembly welcome.
Justice Sylvain Ore is the president of the African Court of Human and People's Rights.
In the case of Uganda have ratified the protocol but has not made the declaration to allow individual and NGO to have direct access to the court.
The African Court on Human and People's Rights, based in Arusha, Tanzania, is composed of 11 judges, nationals of member states of the African Union, elected in their individual capacity. As at 1st October 2018, the court had received 190 applications and has finalized 48 cases. Jingo Francis, NTV, in Arusha.